Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Rage Across New York. Today we have a couple of Garu meeting at one of the lakes in one of the veil-protected areas of the set. It's a pretty sunny day out, heat waves coming in, and Liam kind of woke Stoneclaw up, which was probably a bad idea, and convinced her to go take a swim in the lake with him. So he's in Lupus, probably splashing in the water, enjoying the coolness.
Stoneclaw was indeed loath to be woken during the daylight hours. It is hot during the day, and she does not approve of it. But he does mention the lake, and the lake isn't bad. It's nice and cool. So with some urging, probably from the safety of the mouth of the den, she'll finally heave herself up, heave herself out of the den, and lumber with him to the lake itself, probably seeming quite the grump until they actually get ankle deep in the water, at which point she plows full force into the water, like kicking up waves in the process.
Yeah, so he's kind of testing out the waters, mostly just enjoying the feeling. He's kind of watching for anyone else to come by.
And Stoneclaw is inexpertly doggy paddling. She's probably at a point where she can still put her back feet in the sand while she kind of paddles around and figures out this madness.
I'm just going to have Chloe kind of wandering by at this point, because sometimes she does just sort of wander. She hasn't seen everything yet still, even though it's been several months. And I'm sure the splashing of wolves in the water would catch her attention. So with her tote over one shoulder, she kind of starts meandering a bit closer to the noisy lupuses. There's a strong scent of, if you guys, there's no point in rolling this crap. It's pretty clear, purebred Black Fury heading towards you.
Stoneclaw is definitely the source of the splashing, as doggy paddling is hard. So she has decided that the way to go is charging rapidly in and out of the water, kicking up waves each time, splattering the ground as she runs back out, charging back in again. There's like an audible impact as she hits the water.
Sitting about 5 meters back from the water or so is Reiko, sitting there, sort of just quietly observing, perhaps slightly meditating, just trying to keep herself in a very placid state. The water is always fun, and the sound of, well, Lupus playing in the water is not an unpleasant one, so she sits there with kind of a smile on her face, enjoying the general ambiance.
Yeah, when Liam catches scent of the other two, he'll just kind of swing his nose around, and seeing both of them, he just raises his throat in acknowledgement before kind of nosing Stoneclaw, and kind of poking his nose towards the other two to get her attention.
Nosing Stoneclaw without being bulldozed in the process is quite the task. It may take a couple tries.
I'll roll for it. Just do Dex Athletics, you say?
Yeah, sure.
Well, there's 2 successes there.
And they're good successes. I'll call it good. So yeah, it may take, the second try or something, but he manages to land a nose butt against her flank as she goes charging past. At which point, Stoneclaw will pause, something like shoulder deep in the water, and glance back, ears pricking. They've been flicked back happily as she charged in and out, like panting and whatnot.
For the For those of you who haven't met Chloe yet, yeah, the whole docile thing. I'm sure you guys have heard it, but I know Stoneclaw or whatever definitely hasn't met her, and she feels a bit more doggy, shall we say, than wolf, but still has that pure breed scent to her.
Reiko's eyes will turn as she gets a whiff of the pure breed, and she kind of inclines her head slightly to one side, pulling herself up off the ground onto a nearby log that's been placed there specifically to be a place to sit. And she looks over at Chloe with a sort of raised brow, expectantly waiting.
She will actually stop, kind of tilt her head, and also expectantly wait.
Reiko remains quiet.
This could be a difficult conversation.
Could be.
Stoneclaw from within the lake does a very brief chin up, and then glancing between the two in a remarkable tennis face motion, back forth,
I'm
declares
imagining
simply,
that face.
oh yes, declares simply, hominids are strange, and plunges back into the water.
As Liam, he goes to follow her, glancing back at the other two Garu, and as he does, he kind of mutters to himself, "At least we finally got her a bath." Very, very quietly. Before he loops back in.
The stare down continues.
No, they're not actually staring at. Yeah, I don't think
Okay,
either one
not
of them was
technically
actually.
stare down.
I was going to say there's a difference between challenging each other and just waiting.
The awkward silence.
Stretches on.
Chloe will be the one to end it. She's not someone to be really ridiculous about this stuff, and she will offer a hand.
Reiko considers it for a moment, and then she puts out her hand. When she does, it's a wet noodle grip.
Well, Chloe's giving a pretty firm grip.
So yeah, her fingers are all bunched up inside yours.
I mean, she's not like being like, like grabbing and trying to pull and hurt or anything, but she's used to being, it's friendly. She's trying to be friendly.
Which hand is Chloe using?
It would be her right, because she's right-handed.
Okay. Roll perception and alertness.
Oh, my favorite things to roll on this character. Actually, I made it better, slightly. 2.
You see a kanji tattoo on her right wrist.
Kanji? Like
Kanji.
a shell?
No, kanji like the Japanese calligraphy form.
Oh, that's cool. She'll notice that. She's not going to say anything just yet. They haven't even introduced themselves yet. So it's just, instead of looking down at her hand and going, "What's that?" She'll just be, "Hi, I'm Chloe Nicolo, Black Fury, Hamid, Galliard, Clea."
Reiko nods, and then Eyes of the Sunshine, born on 2 legs, under the full moon, child of Chimera, Cleeth. Sunrise. Yeah, well, you know what? People put it in my head. It's just like I can't stop calling Gabriel Glenn. He did that the first time I had a scene with him, and then that's just, yeah. Eyes of the Sunrise. So she said Eyes of the Sunrise, not Sunshine.
Understood. I'm not going to fight you on this one. she's like, well, nice to meet you. You know,
Have enjoyed.
one of my pack mates um is part of your tribe.
Oh, Deshi?
Um, no, her name's Kailani. Galliard Lupus.
I have not met her yet.
She's a pretty cool person. Should probably seek her out if you can. If you want. I mean, I just know I like to know people that are part of my own tribe. But, you know, nice to meet you.
Have you come to watch the Lupus play?
I heard splashing. Thinking about joining them. It's hot out here.
It is rather warm today.
So you don't do that kind of thing?
As in?
Swim when it's hot?
I opt not to at the moment.
Okay.
Crash, splash, splashy, splash.
Well, for now, I think I don't want to interrupt whatever you were doing. I'll just find a seat over there and in the shade and just kind of hang out for a minute.
You're welcome to sit, and she gestures to the other side of the log.
Chloe shrugs. And then she'll take the seat, open up her bag, and pull out some yarn and a project that she's clearly working on. It looks like if you knew anything about Pokemon, it looks like she's making some kind of Pokemon amigurumi. Actually, a Pikachu, which is just sad, but that's what she's working on. So a bunch of yellow yarn and there's some brown in there. She hasn't got to the head yet, so no red.
Ray gives a incline of her brow slightly, but she'll kind of pull her legs up underneath her on the log and then look out at the lupuses in the water to see exactly what they're up to.
You see Liam kind of like trying to swim around Stoneclaw. He almost seems like he's practicing something. He's also doing the very dog thing of snapping at the water, although it seems like it has purpose, not just playing. Very, very obvious.
Stoneclaw seems completely unbothered by this tactical swimming, and is basically just periodically rearing up and slamming both forelegs down onto the surface of the water to make waves for him to snap at.
Ray will put her fingers down into the dirt and find the flattest rock she can find. Ooh! And skips it in between the two of the lupuses. It pops over the water and does like 4 hops.
Oh no. 1 second.
Well, Liam, for his part, just sits, like, probably in one of the shallower ends, just kind of glances around looking for where it came from.
What's the dex bonus for being in Lupus, 2?
2.
I believe so. Oh no, it's not good.
Someone's going to come charging out of the water, or someone's going after that damn rock.
That rock is mine! Stoneclaw whips her head towards the incoming splashing and snaps at it, and sure, it rattles her teeth. And I will even roll a soak, since I successfully caught it. Is there a stam bonus to Lupus?
Yes. I don't know what it is. Let's see.
+2. +2.
Sorry. I normally have a sheet, but my lapping. I soaked the shit out of it. Yeah, Stoneclaw hears this thing incoming, twitches an ear, whips her head around, snaps viciously, and in the end is holding like her bared teeth up above the water like, I got it! With water kind of spilling out from between her teeth. And just kind of idly mouthing the rock.
Reiko picks up another, but she'll walk down to the water's edge and kind of give a sort of a polite smile. Very quick, Stoneclaw.
Stoneclaw tries to decide whether to answer or keep the rock. This is a very real decision.
Liam has his eyes on the rock, and he's very slowly making his way through the water. Just kind of very slowly approaching, watching Stoneclaw holding the rock.
Stoneclaw proceeds to do idiotic, dolphin-looking, like, leaps to get her feet clear of the water, like, bounding out with the rock in her maw held high up in the air. And then only when she's gotten a little bit of distance says, yes, and drops the rock.
And Reiko will cock her arm back and fire. Not quite as good as the last time.
That's one success to try and snatch this rock.
It slips right past your teeth.
Yep, it's got 2.
Damn it. Damn ones.
It's a close snap, though.
There's actually, like, as he misses, there's a very annoyed, grumbling growl from the red lupus.
Stoneclaw pops her tail in the air and trots back into the water.
Alright. Reiko picks up 2 stones, 1 in each hand. And will spend a point of rage to throw a stone for each of them. So this is Stoneclaw's at 3.
Oh, these ones!
Oh my goodness.
Nothing.
I think you might be. At least it wasn't a botch, or you would have gotten bashed in the head with it.
This is true, but damn it. 1 for every success. She clearly has not gotten far enough out into the water yet, so she, like, makes a half-assed lunge, but just kind of belly flops in the process.
2 for Liam.
He got 2.
So you catch it.
So
Roll a soak!
he just makes this flying leap, running straight at the lake, makes this flying leap and catches it. And then Stoneclaw sees him, like, kind of glance down comically at the river as he's flying over. And then just kind of this crestfallen look on his face as he realizes he's going right for the deep end. And there's my stamina roll. Yeah, I don't think I took any damage.
Yeah, you're good. I figure, try to soak a level of bashing because it is a rock at high speeds.
I will say this, though. If you're heading into the deep end, though, where you actually have to swim and not just play, that might be athletics roll to swim.
Yeah.
Well, if you're doing it at length. I don't imagine...
Let's see what happens. Let's see if the lupus starts drowning or not.
Nope. He is swimming like a champ. He looks like a salmon.
Like a salmon?
Aware salmon. Sounds like the most ferocious thing ever.
Super
This one's
Fiona.
only got 1 on it. Only 1.
Diving!
Stoneclaw.
Diving! That's okay, I got it.
Yeah, he hella got it.
Get it. Let me soak that level of bashing. Yay! I got it.
Reiko smirks as she just folds her arms, looking out at the two lupuses. And bending down at the water's edge to clean the dirt off her fingers.
Stoneclaw again does her victorious prance out of the water, drops the rock on top of the other one that she had grabbed, and then victory prances right back into the water with her scraggly ass soaking wet tail flagged straight up. It's a sad sight between the missing tufts of fur and the fact that it's wet, but she's doing it.
No, Liam is he's staying in the water, but he's just kind of swimming in circles around Stoneclaw.
He's swimming in circles. She's still got her feet on the bottom of the lake.
Reiko will go and sit back down next to Chloe, looking out at the water.
Chloe's still sitting there placidly, watching what's going on, but crocheting at the same time.
As he circles around again, Liam is just going to have a giant leg and paw plopped on his back and just kind of pushed idly down.
I'm gonna try and avoid it.
I'll let him. She's not
Yeah,
trying
so-
that hard. She's just trying to see if she can dunk him.
So he just kind of swims idly around it and just rolls on his back briefly, like does a barrel roll with the pretty much the face that she's making in that picture back at Stoneclaw before he continues swimming around her.
Twitchy ears, twitchy ears.
Reiko looks over at Chloe. So how long have you been in this sept for?
About 4 months. Not too long. Still pretty new.
So then this is not your home.
No. Well, my home sept is in Kentucky.
I see.
It's really different there. I'm actually much more comfortable here, and she kind of gestures around to, the general idea of nature is what she's going for. Then she's like, then I am out in the city, it's just too big and loud and not my thing. Although it does have some advantages. If I want donuts at 3 in the morning, I can get donuts at 3 in the morning. I assume you just got here? Or did you?
A few days ago, yes.
What do you think?
It's a bit much.
It is, isn't it?
It's not quite as crowded as Tokyo, but Tokyo's, without meaning to disparage Manhattan, it is much more organized in Tokyo.
Never been to Tokyo. I guess I can't compare the two. It's pretty much my first big city at all. Grew up on the Sept, so considering that the Sept was way out in the middle of nowhere.
What brought you here?
Well, kind of a need for, I guess, adventure, I spent a lot of time the woods and the mountains, and that's great. I love that stuff, but just once, kind of like an Amish Rumspringa, where you need to go out and see other things and do other things just to decide what you really want to do. Kind of like that. Besides, I heard they need the help here.
A rush. What?
I don't know, something I saw on TV once. It's called Rumspringa, I think. The Amish, they're really religious, and they take a break from being really religious and go out and live and it has air quotes, normal people for a period, and then they decide if they're going to go back and stay, be Amish, or if they're going to stay out and live like the regular people. Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird thing. I saw it on TV.
Interesting concept.
It's kind of like that for me, I guess. I do like some things about it. I like my pack. I like the park.
Who's in your pack?
All is Ash, Contempt of Court, Ping, Kailani, and myself.
She thinks through. Aside from Kailani, I've met each and every one of them.
Kailani's quiet sometimes. I think she's very distracted by a lot of things right now. Ping is the friendliest person you will probably ever meet in your entire life.
She certainly is interesting.
Interesting. Is that you trying to be nice, or is it just actually saying she's interesting?
She's interesting.
Seems fair. We somehow ended up with 2 glass walkers, so that's kind of fun in itself, I guess. Eric tends to be he's quiet a lot of the time, but very present. And you can't miss Aaron. Oh, you cannot miss him. He's very ragabash. Very, very ragabash.
What sample size I got of him didn't seem all of that new moonish to me.
Give him time. He's full of all kinds of ragabashiness.
She nods. No Philodox in your pack, though.
That's true. We do not have a Philodox, although we have 2 Galliards.
Don't think you've mentioned the Galliard. Or maybe I missed it.
Me and Kailani.
Ah.
She's been around for a lot longer than me, though.
So what was your deed name again?
I don't have one.
Oh.
So you can just call me Chloe until I've earned it.
She smiles and nods politely. Have you not participated in any of the events going on within the sept?
I've participated in quite a few. If you're trying to imply something about me, you should say it directly.
She takes a breath and looks at Chloe. I think you mistake my meaning. It was more of a matter of fact than a matter of, or I should say, more of a matter of inquiry.
She nods. No, I've been involved in quite a few fights, situations, missions. Most of the time the problem is that I'm the Galliard, and naming myself is kind of silly. Kai isn't always around, you know.
Well, as Trigvass and Raya and a few of the others have mentioned, this place is under contention quite a bit. I don't think you'll go much longer without one. Good, bad, or indifferent.
I hope not. I've been hearing a lot about House Gleaming Eye lately. But
That seems to be the news of the hour, House Gleaming Eye.
yes, indeed. I don't know. I just hear it's going to be tough.
Well, nothing that is worthwhile is ever easy. It is usually tough.
Wasn't asking for easy. The only thing I hope for is to survive past the next one. It's pretty much all we can hope for.
It's all any guru can hope for.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. But yeah, I think I'm going to go for that swim now. If you don't mind.
By all means.
She's going to set down her project. And pretty much just kind of wrap it all up really quick and drop it in the bag. It's kind of messy, but she's cool with that. And she will shift really quickly. And is there any place that she can actually jump into the water? Would you say there's probably a rock or something that's a little taller?
Oh, surely.
She's gonna shift and pretty much bolt onto that thing, and just go flying off the end of the rock and it's making a gigantic splash in the water.
Head pokes up, ears perk.
You get a splash in the face as I come up. As this Chloe comes up for air at this point.
There'll be an idle shake of the head.
Liam will swim up and sniff this newcomer, this new wolf.
Sniff back.
You smell Fianna pure breed on him.
Yeah, she looks at him and she's just like, my old alpha was a Fianna.
He just dips his head very quickly, like almost an acknowledgement, not really saying anything.
She'll go through the spiel, Chloe, Nicolo, Black Fury, Galliard, I always forget something, but Cleoth and I can't remember what the rest is. My brain. Hamid. She'll go through the whole thing because it seems clear what he is at this point.
Hell not. Liam MacDougal, Philodox, born on 2 legs, of Fianna stock, cub of the nation.
Nice to meet you.
And you as well.
And she'll look at Stoneclaw expectantly, much like the situation a minute ago.
She will probably glance over from a rock she's lounging on, slowly drying. Stoneclaw, wolf, cub.
She will nod politely back. And, yeah, dive under the water at this point. She's just wanting to cool the hell off. Because you gotta love the sun in this one. If it's anywhere near as hot there as it is here, it's really unpleasant, so...
Oh, probably. Stoneclaw, for the most part, leaves well enough alone. For the moment, she is content on her rock.
There's a little rippling. And Liam darts by to grab the rock from Stoneclaw. Swims away as soon as he has it if she doesn't beat it.
But, like, the gigantic boulder she's laying on?
No, I thought she still had her rock.
Oh, there are 2 of them over on the bank.
Okay, well, he'll just walk up, pick up both of them, and then just leap back in the water.
Eyes narrow.
His tail, as he's swimming away, his tail wags at her.
She considers this taunt. Eyes narrow further. Slowly slinks off the rock into the water again.
He goes right in the middle of the lake and looks at her, glances back at her, then just opens his mouth and lets the rocks fall into the lake.
She considers this too. Just kind of plopping her back paws on the sand beneath the water. And then after a moment, and a slight tilt of head, turns about, starts going through the laborious process of hauling her giant bulk out of the water again.
The red lupus kind of just watches and nods to himself, almost in a pleased fashion before turning around and going back to swimming.
Chloe's probably actually left the water at this point, kind of gone around, and then to take another running dive into the water, because that's just fun.
It is splashed and doused. Seems very happy with this, actually. Nice and cooling.
Yep, all about splashing everybody, as many people as she can in one wolf cannonball that she can. For that matter, if there's any, if there, I was gonna say, I'm sorry. For that matter, if in the effort of getting everybody wet, when she goes back out again, she's gonna like shake off really close to Eyes of the Sunrise. Because why not? And then bolt back into the water.
You there, Vinny?
Yep.
Okay.
Are you ignoring getting wet?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was.
Yeah, like Chloe just came up and shook off right next to you, then bolted back into the water.
I will. She's just kind of. She sits there in kind of an abhorrent shock.
Lol.
She just sits there, sort of, you know, smattered in dog water, basically, and just looks up. I suppose you find yourself extremely clever for that little prank, hmm?
We'll just assume that Chloe has her head above water enough to respond to this. And she's like, not clever, but it worked.
Stoneclaw echoes this sentiment with, is not clever, but is funny.
She'll raise a brow. I'm sorry, did Stoneclaw just find something humorous? And she gives a smirk at Stoneclaw.
You wouldn't tell to look at her.
Humor.
Go ahead. Sorry, I couldn't hear you over myself.
Liam just goes, must have been of great humor. Also, he leans in very close to Stoneclaw. Is Wednesday.
Oh, Lord. Stoneclaw abruptly hauls her massive bulk up onto her feet and then just takes off like a shot.
I was gonna roll subterfuge, but I guess not.
Nope, she doesn't understand the concept of dishonesty, so... Nope, she is on her feet and then very abruptly is just charging off. She's, like, a couple seconds from flat out gone.
And Liam just kind of
Friday.
leans back and then thinks, well, maybe it's Friday. Been long since I looked at a calendar. He kind of says contemplatively.
Unless you're yelling, she probably isn't gonna hear it.
I'll give it a whirl. It's just, Reiko just kind of shouts, "It's Friday, Stoneclaw!"
She kind of stutters to a halt and glances back over her shoulder and yells, "What is Friday?"
It is 2 days after Wednesday.
Blank. This clearly requires some serious thought on her part, because she's just standing there, ears twitching idly. You'd swear there's smoke coming out of them.
Reiko will get up and walk over to Stoneclaw and crouch in front of her. I believe your playmate Liam has just introduced you possibly to dishonesty. He lied to you. For whatever reason, more than likely harmless, but it's not Wednesday.
She mulls over this, looks back towards the lake. What is Liam doing over there?
He is happily splashing in the water with Chloe. He's looking very innocent, you know, not looking at her. Very innocently playing with Chloe.
Chloe is watching this whole thing rather intently, but still playing. She's just making sure she's facing the situation.
Stoneclaw considers this for several more very long, drawn-out minutes. Far more than it should take, really. And after some serious thought on the matter, pops up her muzzle, pops up her tail, and proceeds to trot back towards her den.
I think you might owe her an apology. She kind of looks to Jacob.
Yeah, not Jacob.
Oh, sorry, did I say the wrong thing? Sorry, no,
It's okay.
I literally thought you said Jacob a minute ago. Fine, then Liam. I must have misheard.
It's okay. He'll just look back. Must find Calendar first. He just gets out of the water, shakes off, probably a good foot away from Reiko. Like, he waits till he's walking by and then shakes off and then heads off to the cub cabins.
Oh, did you just shake off on her too?
About a
Oh,
foot away.
no. You get grabbed up by the scruff. As Reiko goes into Glabro, like lifting you off the ground. I'm sorry. Did you think that was appropriate, cub?
Blink, blink. He just looks at her for a moment. Appropriate.
Cub, how many legs were you born on?
2.
She narrows her eyes. I believe there is a shopping cart in front of the cub cabins, isn't there?
Snowpaw's shopping cart. Yes, Raya.
Guess where we're going?
Just head tilt. Shopping?
You were born on 2 legs, correct? You lived in amongst common society, yes?
Nod.
So, you know. You know. Stop playing as though you're a lupus ignorant of human culture.
So we're going shopping, Raya.
She's just going to start dragging you back to the cub cabin.
He just idly mouths her hand as she's doing so. Not like biting, just kind of idly.
And, yeah, she will take him all the way back to the cub cabins. She'll bid Chloe sort of a cursory sort of, farewell nod.
Yeah,
And,
politeness. Yeah, I get it.
and she takes Liam. She'll carry him all the way back to the cub cabins, and then she will just sort of, not really slam him, but roughly set him in the cart. You will sit here until Olaf Freya comes and gets you. Do you understand, cub?
Nod. His eyes are sparkling. Like he doesn't look put down or upset.
So unless Trigvason Raya or anyone that outranks him comes get you, you stay here. Understood?
Then we're going shopping?
No, you are going to sit right here. No shopping for you.
And he does this big, exaggerated, sad, puppy eyes. Okay, Raya.
And she will just leave a note on Olaf's door saying, "You lost this," with an arrow going back to Liam.
He's just sitting there gnawing the cart.
And that's all Reiko's gonna do. She will go and sit down on the log near the rock, or near Garrett's rock. That's 13 and a half feet from Olaf's door. And she will proceed to start meditating.
I was gonna say, I think we've all pretty much split into 4 different places, so I think that the scene might just be over.
I think
All
you're
right.
probably correct.
All right. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. So we did have a few watchers. And stay tuned for more.